What's going on, guys? Right when we teacher in house, and welcome back to the RGBL week number 1. Your Royal Bournemouth Rabombies are taking on the Boston Celebis and coach Banzai Muskrat. This is a tough match to start us off with. This is a very, very hard match. Muskrat is the reigning champion from last season, and his team is pretty tough. So we've got our work cut out for us. But I do think we have some tools that we can use to beat it. So we'll go through his team, and then we'll talk about what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. And then we'll go straight on into the battle. If I remember to do it, I'll have a link to the timestamp if you just want to go straight to the battle itself. But let's go through his team. So Sneasler is pretty strong. It is fast. It has obviously Dire Claw, which can spread a lot of status around, which could be really problematic. It doesn't have the best matchup into my team, though. But I do have plenty of prep for it, just in case it does attempt to come. So we shall see. Chi-Yu is a pain in the arse. Choice specs Chi-Yu has been running through me a fair bit in my practice, which is definitely problematic. However, I think I have a way to beat it. We'll soon find out. But yeah, Chi-Yu, especially offensive, is absolutely nuts. Physically quite frail, though, so I might be able to punish it on that side. Mandibuzz is his only defogger, which is still a very, very strong option. Gets access to knockoff and things like that. So it can be annoying to deal with. Vaporeon got access to Calm Mind and Wish. I don't remember if it got stored power or not, but definitely got some new tools to play with. Does also have Flip Turn now, which is nice as well. So very solid bulky support mon. Tinkaton, again, bulky support is primarily the thing. Does get rocks, gets T-Wave. Gets Encore as well if I run setup moves, which could be problematic. Obviously, Gigaton Hammer does a decent amount of damage, but it's not the best offensively. Hippo is a bulky rock setter. I expect it to come. It's definitely a very, very safe switch-in, arguably, on Thundy. So it could definitely be a problem. Cyclizar is annoying, but deal-withable. I expect it to be Terra Steel going into this matchup, as it is a decent lead counter to Rabombi. If I plan on bringing webs. That being said, Heatran is great for magic bounce, is a really solid Calm Mind offensive mon. It's very slow though, does get access to Nozzle, which could be problematic. Ogerpon is probably his primary physical win con if Chi-Yu is the special one. This thing gets very, very hard hitting moves, gets things like Trailblaze for speed as well, which can allow it to outrun Rabombi, which is problematic. Does get Swords Dance, does get obviously that very powerful Ivy Cudgel. Haunter I don't expect to see, but it's a decent spin blocker. Gets access to Levitate as well, which could be very strong. Running Terra Ghost would be interesting for it too, but we'll see if that comes. I don't think Haunter really comes. My expected 6 is Chi-Yu, Vaporeon, Hippo, Cyclizar, Heatran for sure, and Ogerpon. Those are my expected 6. Sneasler could also come. I do think Sneasler has some things it can do in this matchup, but my expectations are Chi-Yu, Mandibuzz, Hippo, Cyclizar, Heatran, and Ogerpon. Those are the 6 I think he's going to bring. So, with all that being said, let's have a look at my team. I'll show you what I'm bringing, why I'm bringing it. First up, of course, no doubt about it, has to be Rabombi. We're running standard webs lead set. This actually means that Ogerpon has a bit of a hard time setting up and sweeping on this team. Webs is actually going to be very important for him to keep off the field, because he needs webs off the field for Chi-Yu and Ogerpon to be able to damage me. But it's very, very strong otherwise. With 12 EZs in special attacks, Psychic actually one-shot Sneasler, which is pretty nice. A Moonblast, obviously, for reliable stab. Baton Pass for pivoting out. Debated on running U-Turn. I may actually change this for U-Turn. The only reason I didn't run U-Turn originally is because of Rocky Helmet on something like Hippo. Or Mandibuzz, for example. So that's kind of why I tried to avoid it. But to be honest, now I'm looking at it, I kind of like running U-Turn because it can break Ogerpon sturdy as well. Unless Ogerpon runs leftovers, which could be a bind. So I'll probably change this to U-Turn as opposed to Baton Pass, but I'll decide that during the battle. Alright, Manaphy is next for running AV. Originally I had Psychic over Flip Turn, but I actually like Flip Turn more, mainly due to the fact that we have enough answers for Sneasler, so I didn't really feel like Manaphy having Psychic was going to make much odds. Scald, Ice Beam, Energy Ball, Flip Turn. This pretty much 2-hit KOs everything on his team. Running AV to make sure I never get one-shot by Chi-Yu, even if it's choice specs. which is pretty nice. Those Specs Dark Pulses, they do hurt, but we fire back pretty hard with a Scald against Chi-Yu. Ice Beam and Energy Ball is solid coverage against this team. Ice Beam can really put some hurt on Cyclozar pre-Terra. I expect, obviously, Terra Steel to already happen by this point. Energy Ball is great for Hippo, for the most part. Also great for Vaporeon, which, if Vaporeon does come, I'll be surprised, but it might. We shall see. Heatran is next, or Matran, as I'll be calling it the whole season. Shoutouts to Mate, of course. I did not nick it from him. But we're running a very, very odd set this week. Now, I did have this set slightly different from when I did some practice matches. I actually had this Speedy. But we're actually going to run as Bulky this time with Bulky AV. This basically means I'm very rarely, like 15% chance of being 2-hit KO'd by Choice Specs, Modest Max Special Attack, Chi-Yu. With Dark Pulse, obviously we sponge anything of its fire moves because of Flash Fire. But we definitely hit it back hard with Earthquake or Stone Edge. We do about 80% max. So we can definitely OHKO it after rocks. Heavy Slam and Heat Crash are there for massive amounts of damage on just about everything else. Heavy Slam one-shots Heatran if it's max HP. If it's got defense investment, which I don't expect it to have, given the fact that a lot of my primary offensive mons are special. So I expect it to be more specially defensive. So yeah, Heavy Slam will one-shot Heatran. Heat Crash just does a ton. With Heatran weighing a lot, it can really put a lot of hurt on this team. Next up is going to be Thunderous Therian, of course, Will Smith. Shoutouts to the Genie, of course. We're running this thing Choice Scarf. We're running a Bulky Scarf with enough speed to outspeed Cyclozar. With Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Grass Knot, and Psychic. Psychic, of course, one-shotting Sneasler. Grass Knot can one-shot Hippo on a switch-in. Because I expect the primary switch-in to this mon to be Hippo. So we designed this to basically one-shot Hippo with a Grass Knot on the switch-in. Thunderbolt does a ton to Mandibuzz. Actually, 2-hit KOs the vast majority of his team. And Volt Switch, obviously, for pivoting. But yeah, this is going to be a primary breaker for the team. It's going to be my primary option. Because once Hippo's gone, Thunderbolt just rips through this team. He doesn't have great switch-ins to Thunderbolt at all. Next up, you know what, actually? I think I can run Discharge here, as opposed to Thunderbolt. Because with slightly less damage, but the power chance being higher, the power on Ogerpon would be very, very strong. So we'll actually run Discharge instead. This might be a slight off chance, but I should 2-hit KO just about everything anyway. Next up, we have got Espeon, Meowscarada, as I'm calling it, because it's not Meowscarada, but it's still arguably a cat. Running Carmine, Store Power, Draining Kiss, and Shadow Ball. Originally, I had Terra Blast and Terra Electric on this mon, but I kind of got blown back by Hippo. So I didn't really want that. Plus, I wanted an extra Dark Resist for Chi-Yu, just in case. So we're running the Carmine Store Power set with Draining Kiss for extra recovery and Shadow Ball to one-shot Heatran. So that's the primary goal with this set. Obviously, this can really... It can somewhat deal with Chi-Yu if I can get some Carmines up. But I obviously have to position it carefully to do that. And last but by no means least is going to be Fortress. Fortress was originally Sandslash on this team, but I changed it last minute to Fortress. This basically is designed to potentially wall Ogerpon. Because Ivy Cudgel does about 30% max to fully Fizz-Def. Whereas Body Press does about 90% back, so we can actually potentially one-shot it after hazards. Obviously, we have our own hazards with Spikes and Stealth Rock. We have to be careful with Heatran, of course, and Spin to get rid of hazards off our side of the field. But it's a relatively standard Fortress set, so we'll see how this goes. But yep, that's going to be the squad. We made a couple of live alterations while we're here. But we'll see how this goes in the battle, so be right back and I'll see you guys there. Alrighty guys, here we are with our matchup with Banzai Muskrat. Of course, good luck, have fun, my dude. We will accept this challenge. Let's see what he brought. Hopefully we get it right. Let's have a look. Haunter came, and so did Sneasler. Okay. That is fine by me. Okay. Alright. So, lead-wise, for me, like, Rabombi still feels like a really solid lead here. It could be Scarf Sneasler, which would be really annoying. I can't remember who else his Terra Captain was. Let me just quickly double check the duck. Make it friend. Just wish I might have put it in the chat. Right then. So, lead-wise, like, I like Ribombee in general. Manaphy goes hard against this team. Manaphy goes hella hard against this team. I think I could just lead Ribombee anyway. I guess my only worry is how do I beat Sneasler? I mean, I guess Thundy can, but if this is Sash Sneasler, then I've got a bit of trouble here. I don't know if... I just asked him. Any advice to... Alright, so Heatran did come, Ogerpon did come, Chi-Yu came. Interesting choice of Mons, honestly, but I think we will just lead Ribombee here. Right. Alright, Muskrat's gonna post the battle link. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Okay. Wait, he didn't bring Hippo. Oh, that's a problem for me. Not bringing Hippo is a surprise. But to be honest, like, it just makes my Grass Knot a little bit less useful. But Haunter dies to Psychic anyway. So that's not a problem. No Mandibuzz as well. Wait, hold on a sec. Wait. His only removal is Cyclizar. Wait a second. We actually have a pretty good advantage here. Haunter is his Terra Captain as well as Cyclizar, so we have to consider that. But yeah, we'll definitely lead Ribombee here. Okay, he does lead the Sneeze like Gesundheit. That's a great name, Muskrat. That's a great name. I love that. I could just straight fire Psychic here. Like... He definitely led this expecting Ribombee, I think. I could U-turn out. Could also just straight Psychic. I'm gonna fire for Psychic. I think. Like, I could straight go for Webs here. If he's Scarf with the Diaclaw, that's gonna be annoying. Could also just go into Heatran, but I kind of want to keep Heatran healthy for Chi-Yu. Now we'll fire after Psychic. He does go Hat, that's fine by me. Okay, no leftovers, which is fine. Okay. So Discharge is actually going to look really solid against this team, to be honest. So I kind of expect him to Mystical Fire me. We'll go into Heatran. Light Screen, actually. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I could just Heavy Slam straight up here. I think I'm gonna go for that. I don't think he's gonna expect Physical Tran here. Because Heavy Slam will one-shot this thing unless it's like fully fizzed off. I mean, it's certainly gonna do a ton to whatever comes in. Chi-Yu's coming in. Here comes the Heavy Slam, does a solid amount. And now he's in Earthquake range. So we're gonna fire off an Earthquake here. Or do I Stone Edge? No, I'm Earthquaking. I thought even if he goes Haunter here, that's fine. Dude, I love these names. Chi-Yu is hilarious. I love it. Okay, that is not Specs, so that's huge. We get rid of Chi-Yu. That's a big offensive threat out of the way. Alrighty, so the AV coming in huge there, and it not being Specs was a surprise. Okay, Sneasler is now in. I wonder if this thing's sashed. I think it's Scarf with the way he's playing it. I kind of want to keep it available. What's my switch in on this thing? I do feel like he's going for close combat here, right? We'll actually go into my Rabombi, I think. Is Rabombi my play? I can just fire off another Earthquake, but if he's Sash on Burden, that might be an issue, but I think he's Scarfed. I think he's Scarfed. He could also U-turn expecting me to switch. I'm far off the Earthquake. There is the CC, so Heatran does go down. That's kind of unfortunate. But we can go into Rabombi here. And we'll fire off a U-turn. Because he's not going to CC Rabombi. If he has Scarf, he switches here. Probably goes back to Hat, yeah. So we got the U-turn off. No helmet, which is good for me. We can actually go into Espeon here. And I'm just going to Calm Mind. I think I can also Terrastalize here. I don't think he's got anything that particularly wants to switch in. So yeah, we'll Terra Fairy and then we'll Shadow Ball here. Or Calm Mind, rather. Maybe throwing Heatran was not the play. Although I feel like I have enough answers to beat Ogerpon fine, so... I don't know, I don't think it's that bad. Okay, stays in, surprisingly. Does go for Nozzle. That's annoying, but I can work with that. Okay, I can Calm Mind again here, right? Or do I just fire off a Draining Kiss? I'll Calm Mind again. Because ultimately I want Stored Power to be, like, a big hitter here. So yeah, we'll Calm Mind again. I don't think this Heatran can really do much to me after Nozzle, so... But yeah, Thundy's looking really strong here. It's gambling time. Some of the other league coaches are in the chat, which is quite funny. I don't usually pay attention to the chat that much, but this seems to be a decent group, so I'll let it go. Okay, Ogerpon is in. We do unfortunately get Parahaxed. That kind of sucks. Okay, Let's go for the Draining Kiss, I think. Although Ivy Cudgel's gonna do a lot to me. We'll actually go to Fortress. Does SD. This is a problem. This is definitely a problem. Okay, we get a ton on it. I think I can still win this. If he Trailblazes, I'm in trouble, though. He does Cudgel, so that means my Thundy's faster. Okay. I don't know if Discharge is gonna kill it. We'll go for it. Okay, goes Hat. That's fine. Just solid amount there. I think this is a roll to kill. But I want to keep this around just in case. Let me actually go for another Discharge. It should kill. But yeah, switching Ogerpon out there was a good play on his part. I don't really have a defensive switch into it. But if I can kill the Hat, then I get free reign to get webs up. The question is, he doesn't really have a switch into this Discharge, so... Especially now Ogerpon's weakened. And this can kind of clear up the way for Manaphy to start doing work. So we'll see what he opts for here. I don't think he wants to sack this because he knows I can get webs up relatively freely. But at the same time, he doesn't really want to risk anything on his team getting parried. So I think he probably sacks this. But man, Espeon getting parried really sucked. I shouldn't have stayed in. I should have gone into Thundy, I think. But nonetheless, it is Terra Fairy now. Banzai's in the chat. Like, I underestimated this guy. Yeah, you definitely did if you weren't prepared for this. This is why you probably should have brought Hippo. Although I have tech for it anyway, because Grass not Oko's it. But yeah, he doesn't know that yet, so... I mean, he might go Ogerpon here, because I think he wants to keep this Hat alive. But yeah, this is where it gets tricky for him, because Discharge spam is just nasty against this team. And if I can get a power on something like Sneasler, which I'm assuming is Scarfed with the way he's playing it, then I don't necessarily even need webs anymore, which is going to be really nice. But we'll see. We'll see what he does. It's a tough one for him at this point, because, like, what's he going to switch in on a Discharge? Plus, we're Modest Max, too, and he doesn't know that yet, so... I'm also Scarf to outspeed his whole team. Minus Scarfers itself, of course. He does still have both of his Terra options up, though, so that's something I do need to consider. I'm expecting Cyclizar to be Terra Steel. I don't really know what Haunter's going to Terrasilize into. Maybe Ghost. Oh, it lived! Oh, that's really bad for me. Oh, it living sucks there. Because that screen going up is a problem for me. Alright, we'll knock out the hat. That roll really sucked. I got the lowest possible roll there. So yeah, that kind of sucks. It normally kills most of the time, depending on his spread. If he's got Spadef investment, then he does have more of a chance of living that from there. But yeah. Okay, Sneasler's now in. I don't think a Dire Claw kills me. I've got HP investment. We'll see if he is Scarf. He's not Scarf, so that's good for us. Okay, there's the SD. So what do I not need here now? Because I definitely need this thing around. So he's SD, so he's not Scarf, which means Ribombee outspeeds. I don't think I need Meow anymore. Manaphy would be nice because I can start. Actually, Manaphy's kind of the most or the least useful here. Because everything else can hit pretty hard. We'll go into Manaphy. There's the Dire Claw, which does not kill me. I do get poisoned, but that's fine. We'll go for the Scald here. Because we were sacking Manaphy anyway. He might SD again, get a bit greedy. But he should just knock me out here. And I'm pretty sure Light Screen ends this turn. I don't think the hat was likely. But we'll see what he goes for. But yeah, that hat roll really sucked. Does Dark Claw me again, that's fine. Oh, Light Screen is still up. Oh, that's annoying. In that case, we'll go into Ribombee here. I do think we definitely want to... Well, we don't really need our webs up anymore. We can just go for Psychic here. It doesn't kill, but that's okay. Dire Claw will take me to Sash, but I won't get Shield Dusted, so we are fine. We can Psychic again here. So Thundy is going to be my win con. Okay. That crit would have been nice first time, but hey-ho. So he should go Cyclizar, go and Terra Steel here. Unfortunately, I don't have Focus Blast on my Thundy. Goes Haunter, actually. Are you Scarf? Because you don't outspeed me. You are Scarfed. Okay, good to know. I should be faster, though. We'll go for the Shadow Ball here. That kills me? Oh, wow. I didn't think that would kill. Damn, okay. That's definitely problematic. We'll go for the discharge here. It's faster than me. I do get poisoned. Can I get a para back? No para. GG's. Ah, dear. That's really unfortunate. But Scarf Haunter came in. It lives the discharge there, but I think it always lives anyway. But that was a hard game. I kind of knew that was going to be a tough one going into it. Maybe throwing Heatran was a mistake. I'll have to watch it back to see where I lost that. But yeah, well played, dude. Great game, so I can see why you were the champion last season. Very difficult to play against. But next week we are playing against DJ Snore, so we're going to play against a pretty fun team. That's a really, really fun draft as well, so I'm looking forward to that. But yep, we start our season with a loss, which sucks. We definitely could have done better there, but you know what? It is what it is. That's Pokemon for you. But yep, either way, guys, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Rabambi Teacher. I'm your coach of the Royal Bowman for Bombies. Stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.